Introduce you to this panel who's going to talk about how to maintain powder coating application equipment. It's a technical session on the maintenance of powder coating equipment and plant. So let's now welcome our panelists for this session. Can I please have on stage Mr. H.C. Satyanarayan from Varna Coatings, Mr. Nazimuddin from Uday Color, Ludhiana, Engineer Kuldeep Verma, our conclave coordinator, also from Sai Consultancy, Mr. Anil Kachru he's the plant head, Arhan Industries, and our moderators for this session, Mr. Sunil Kumar, BSc BTech Chemical Technology, and Ms. Kanish Malhotra, Editor, Industrial Front.
This is one of the panel. We are discussing the equipments which are used in production as well as in the application time. You very well know there are so many complaints are coming from the application industries. I think 98% complaints are because of the misuse of application. Maybe they are not knowing how to use the applications. 98% complaints are coming because of that. Once you approach there, आपने देखा होगा वहाँ उन्होंने कहीं ना कहीं स्प्रे गन में, टेम्परेचर में, कहीं ना कहीं प्रोसेसिंग में उनके एप्लीकेशन में प्रॉब्लम होती है और वो कंप्लेंट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के पास आती है. यहाँ पर पैनल हमारा बहुत सी कंप्लेंट्स, यहाँ पे सीनियर्स हैं, काफ़ी मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं, तो इन्होंने काफ़ी कंप्लेंट्स अटेंड किया है. तो हो सकता है कुछ लोगों को हमको नहीं पता होता है और वो हम कंप्लेंट को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. तो इट इज़ द वेरी राइट टाइम कि यहाँ पर ये हमारा पैनल है ना, उन चीज़ों को, आपके क्वेश्चन को सॉर्ट आउट करेंगे जो नॉर्मली कंप्लेंट्स आती हैं और कई बार हम उनको एक्सेप्ट करते हैं और वो पेमेंट का प्रॉब्लम, कटिंग का आता है, जबकि वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है. तो प्रॉब्लम का ये सॉल्यूशंस हमारा पैनल अभी आपको ये बताएगा कि वो कंप्लेंट्स को किस वजह से कंप्लेंट्स आती हैं, कैसे जो स्किल पेंटर या जो भी वहाँ ऑपरेटर हैं, बूथ हैं, वो कैसे यूज़ नहीं कर पाते प्रॉपरली. तो इन्होंने वो फेस की हुई हैं. तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है एक डिस्कशन का कि अभी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का सब पार्ट था, अब एक एप्लीकेशन का पार्ट है जहाँ पर हम प्रॉब्लम को फेस करते हैं. तो मैं अभी अपने जितने भी मेंबर्स से, ऑडियंस से ये कहूँगा कि जो अपनी कंप्लेंट्स हैं, जो आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं, वो हमारे पैनल के सामने लाएं और पैनल हमारा उन चीज़ों को सॉर्ट आउट करेगा. Please have a question from audience.
Thank you so much, sir. And in the meanwhile, I would remind all the audience to please pay attention to this wonderful session, because this is at yet another very special facet of the powder coating technology, which is the maintenance of the plant and maintenance of the equipments. तो आपके जो भी सवाल हो वो आप यहाँ पैनल से पूछ सकते हैं. Please.
Secondly, अभी I am over to you that Ms. Malhotra, you look some have the questions also we have noted, then you go for the ask the question.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have jotted down some questions for this panel, and the first and the very basic question I would like to ask would be that what are the measures to be taken to run a smooth application process of the powder coatings plant?
Satyanarayan, please.
Please, sir.
For a coating plant,
Yeah.
see, first of all, they have to do, if the components comes for application, they have to take care of from the cleaning, basic cleaning itself. From there, they have to do all type of pre-treatment, that is degreasing, rinsing, derusting, rinsing, phosphating, rinsing, then pickling or stabilization, then dry air करने का है, because to remove the moisture. This is the basic. This is the basic. Without that, you cannot go for a coating. So this is very important. Pre-treatment is one of the most important thing. Then your gun adjustment, the voltage adjustment, flow adjustment, then the earthing in the component, the hangers or conveyors, whatever is there, for that they have to take care of those part also. And basic this much if they ensure, and oven temperature, whether the core temperature will reaches the required level or not, and the time whatever the company give, that much time they have to keep inside. This much first they have to ensure before starting any coating. Once they ensure these things, then they can take for production.
So this is the step-by-step
by-
formulation of
yes.
that. Okay.
Regarding the spear gun, there are so many problems coming from the spear gun. How
Yes.
to
In electrostatic gun, basically, you have to check the flow level, the fluidization level, and whether it passes properly or not. The very important thing, and how much flow you require. What is the voltage you have to keep? These are the things you have to keep in mind for gun flow. Earthing is very important thing. Earthing for components, because in my presentation actually defects and resolving the defects that I was given, but there was no time to explain those parameter. Only I have highlighted those things. Otherwise, I give every point in that. What are the defects for pinhole? What is the reason for pinhole? Pinhole is creating because either the pre-treatment, the residues of the acid oil and grease, which will not entirely removed from the surface, that is why pinhole आता है. नहीं तो second thing is there, if the air while compressor, in the compressor moisture is coming, sometime oil content is also coming, that is also creating a pinhole. Those are the factors you have to take care. Once if it is there, you have to check the compressor, you have to check the air, the drying system, air drying system is also provided there. These things have to clear first. Then you have to go for the next pre-treatment. So you have to check one by one. So in my presentation it is there, but I could not able to explain because of the time constraint.
Actually, with the pre-treatment, you have to just use the component within 24 hours so that the rust part should not be start. Because after 24 hours, the rust part will start. And then you won't, it won't be visible, but within some time, you will find the rust particles there on the surface.
See, any pre-treatment, after pre-treatment within 6 hours you have to coat.
even sir, you
Maximum 24 hours. No, you should not resist that for more than 24
even
hours.
other what are the you feeling? Ki what are the other parts in the equipment? So we have to look after the thing so that we can get a better result in the equipment parts, in the processing part.
Equipment parts, you see, the cleaning should be very proper. Cleaning is the most important part.
He is talking about the spray gun or
Yeah.
Spray gun,
Booth and everything, yes.
basically the
Student-
spray gun,
Yeah.
the spray gun basically the airflow
Please have it.
and the powder flow, the both should be proper. It should not be very high. Because sometimes some people used to make the productions, they do the very fast airflow and the powder flow. So with the result, the powder is recycled very fast. So with that result, dust particles are coming on the surface, on the powder, that mix up in the powder.
Kuldeep ji, you want to say something regarding?
I have never not heard the
Okay,
question.
sir, please.
Yes. To get the better powder coating finishes, some checklists are there for application plants. First, you have to check in the morning itself, at the start of your operation, the moisture content of the air. Simple method. Take a blotting paper and put your air. The blotting
They
paper.
have to remove the compressor water
Water
first.
first. Yes. Second thing is, the most important part is the jig cleaning. The jig, what is jig? The component on which
Earthing.
the coated component to hang on it. If it is not cleaned properly, so the electrostatically earthing will not be proper. So earthing in powder coating application is very, very important. very important. So, because if you do not arc properly, the Faraday cage effect played a major role, and the corners of your component or the complex the component of complex geometry cannot be coated uniformly. Okay, and third, the most better way or the best way is to use the automatic applicator, because in manual system you cannot control the variation of your film thickness. It is started from 45 degree to 80, 90 degree, 100 degree. But once you start the automatic reciprocator system, it gives the very good systems as well as the very good coverage of your powder coating, because the thickness is uniform. And बर्मा साहब बहुत अच्छा वो दिया है कि specific gravity and transfer efficiency के ऊपर हाँ transfer efficiency
he is giving the very
thickness is a very important
how the changes
parameter.
with the susceptibility and how the changes of the acid value and everything that how the changes the performance.
Basically, this
Thickness
specificity
is the
changes.
denominator. So if thickness is high, suppose you want to coat at 60 micron DFT, but ultimately you come at 95 or 85 degrees. So 20% coverage you lost. So then powder manufacturer will be blamed that तुम्हारा powder में coverage ही नहीं है. ठीक है. Second thing is the distance of the gun from the object.
Okay.
Generally, realistically, it is around 6 inches from the component.
10 to 12 inches. You can.
Yes. So all these parameters are.
The gun is also very important.
Gun is very also
Yes,
important.
because if you take very
Gun is
local
important, voltage है, electricity है, that is
गन
other
में
part
actually
how
वो
to
चार्ज
manage.
जो ट्रांसफर एफिशिएंसी है वही बहुत कम होगा, तो आपका पाउडर नहीं जाएगा वहाँ तक,
वही
चिपकेगा ही नहीं.
वही yes, तो otherwise the you will not
And
get
The
the
gun should be very.
Most of the use applicator right now, they keep the recycled powder open. They absorb the moisture, and its fluidization impaired, your the transfer efficiency reduced, and consequently you will not get the good finish and good coverage. So the recycled powder should also preserve as a fresh powder. It should be kept in a tight condition,
Yes.
so that
Moisture should, it should
cannot
not
enter.
catch moisture.
This is a very practical and useful practice for any good applicator.
One more question. We formulate everything. You have given the how to formulate, how to we can get the result. But sometimes proper formulation is there. Even some in manufacturing process, sometimes there is some problem in the manufacturing. Then we are not getting the proper result
Yes.
as we are the formulate the things.
Maybe.
So how to do things looking in the processing system?
Suppose
The machine defect or the in machine problem. Sometimes
Suppose-
there.
Suppose you have set your classifier to get the desired particle size distribution at your production level, but suddenly there is a power cut. So again you have to start your generator or reset your equipments. In the meantime, it may happen that one or machine is switched off or switched on. So the voltage of the generator is not proper. So your classifier speed may be increased or decreased. So you will not get the desired particle size as earlier. Okay. So consequently, what happens? Powder may be fine. If powder may fine, then during application, the powder starts spitting. Spitting means the powder is not atomized properly, and it will give a lump of powder coming from the gun.
Ganesh, another.
So we also have one question about cratering.
Correct?
Cratering after the
This is
curving on the surface.
craters on the
Craters.
coated
Yes.
film.
Saab told very categorically that generally craters is a surface tension phenomena. Once
Right.
the powder melts,
the powder will flow from low surface energy to high surface energy. Okay. So if a localized point has a low surface energy, the material will flow from that low surface energy area to high surface energy area, making or resulting a cavity in the paint film. And this cavity is known as the crater. And any surface active agent, any contamination of your component with this surface active agent, whether it may be grease, whether it may be oil, whether even in some molding system, they use the silicone oil.
There also it will come.
There is a silicone oil, and that portion is situated at the end of the boundary wall. From there, they are thrown by the air and deposited on your paint.
So it's basically contamination of external particles. Basically.
Once you notice that there is a crater, so you have to search whether my powder or whether my powder coatings component is contaminated locally by a surface active agent. This surface active agent may be your oil, grease from the surface itself or from the atmosphere.
डॉक्टर साहब पीछे जो आप अभी डिस्कस कर रहे थे हम लोग फॉर्मुलेशन का, उसे हम थोड़ा सा ऐड करना चाहते हैं कि बिकॉज हमने दिखाया था आपको एसिड वैल्यू चेंज होने से स्टोइकोमेट्रिक रेशियो चेंज हो जाता है हमारा. सो कोशिश ये करनी चाहिए कि जो हम पूरा बैच का फॉर्मुलेशन कर रहे हैं उसमें एक ही बैच का पॉलिस्टर यूज़ हो. अगर नहीं है
दिस इज द आइडियल सिचुएशन, बट
अगर नहीं है आपके पास तो आप 2 बैच के लीजिए, बट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट ट्रायल बैच दोनों सेम रेशियो में एज ए रॉ मटेरियल ए एंड बी उनको यूज करिए सो दैट लास्ट तक भी वो सेम जाए.
Actually, this type of problem faces with a small premixer system, 10 kg, 20 kg, 40 kg. When you go for that 500 kg premixer, in extrusion as well as in grind system, at least 2 panels are applied and tested.
No sir, actually we are a manufacturer, no? See, suppose if I take 5,000 kg batch or 10, hello, yeah, or you keep sir, or 10,000 kg batch, then for every, if it is a 10,000 kg batch, every 500 kg we make a panel and we bake it and we test the impact, we check the craters, we check the other defects, then only we will continue the batch. So every 500 kg, if it is a very big batch, if it is a 500 kg batch, then every 100 kg you have to make a batch, make a panel. So panel करवा के check करवा के even color matching भी test करने का है, इतना करने का है. That is very much because if something goes wrong, you can stop at the stage. Your powder will not waste, because at flaking stage you can stop, or even pre-mixing stage you can stop. Even at the stage of pre-mixing also you have to make a panel and check, and then after grinding also you have to make a panel and check. That is the process, and you have to make a checklist. You have specified in the beginning itself. For manufacturing also there is a specific checklist we have to make, and at what case, how much quantity, what are the tests you have to conduct, in process tests. All these are called in process tests you have to do.
Yes.
Frequently.
That's why in a nutshell, in powder coating process, there is nothing in between, either pass or fail.
Correct.
That's why my suggestion is, in a manufacturing process, you have to have a very good in-process control. Not the final product.
In process
control.
Yes.
Sir, you must
In-process
have a
control only
work instruction.
give you the good result.
Work instruction should give in each machinery.
Yes.
Process machinery, and each process machinery man operator has to visually go that every day, and process has to follow accordingly. Then only it will be through.
You have to have a good and stringent in-process control system. Otherwise, you will make a rejected powder.
Yeah. Next
So
one.
I have this last question of this evening for this panel. So the question here is, what should be the pre-mixing timing?
Pre-mixing timing depends on the nature of the machines, nature of the product. Okay. As for example, if it is a Mixaco type or inverted type of premixer and it is 500 kg, so the ideal time is 3 minutes. Okay. If it is a 40 kg, the 60 minutes or the 60 minutes is sufficient. And for your white system, you may reduce some. Matte system, you have to reduce. Otherwise, if your matte system contains the epoxy and if your mixing time is 3 minutes, the resin particle size will be
it
very
depends
less
on the
and
machine to machine
output-
also.
Yes, machine
If-
to machine also.
Yes, if
Output
this is a
will be
high
low.
speed disperser,
Yes.
the time will be 1 to 2 minutes.
Yes.
And if it is a slow mixing, it may be half an hour
No, half an hour.
for
too
double
much.
cone. Yes,
No, double cone.
double cone. Yes.
Double.
So
So nowadays, all
No,
premixers
double
are
cone
high
is
speed
not
only.
for premixer. It's
no double cone. Yes.
Very
very
primitive.
rare use.
Primitive,
Yes.
sir. Now actually all premixers are high speed only. It depends upon the quantity batch side, 3 to 5 minutes maximum. Three
For
to
the
5
HSD, yes. That.
HSD for white you may reduce some time.
Sir, actually
For-
there is a one very big
For
manufacturer, and he takes 1 ton mix on the double cone blender only, and the full lot he takes 4-5 kg. Then he tests all these things. Then if it is okay, through, no problem.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is there any advancement in the machine, manufacturing machine or in application machine are coming in future?
See, in premixer actually you have the container mixer already there. All big people are using container mixer, where it is a vessel type, it's a capsule type, and you have to transfer the capsule, fill it, mix it, disperse, fill it, mix it, keep. So it's a container mixer. The latest one is container mixer.
Container mix.
But in the extruder, yes, there is some modification.
That is
Right now we are using suppose flow additive, that is a liquid flow additive and absorbed on the silica. But there are extruder available from APB. You can use liquid flow additive also. The dosing system is there from the in the barrel. From the side they have put the system. Yeah.
Yes.
So because in the glossy finishes, suppose if you use flow additive absorbed on the silica, sometimes it may reduce the gloss also.
For that, nowadays, the master batch of flow additive is very, very popular.
Epoxy and resin master.
Epoxy or resin master is very,
That
very
is
popular
true, that is
and very effective also.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, if anybody is having any question related to application or plant maintenance of powder coating, you may ask.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
Please.
Can we have mic, please? Yes, sir.
Most of the time, sir, good evening, sir. Most of the time we are using the maroon, burgundy, anadequate are using. Is the shades and coverage is most poor. What is the reason?
Sir, once more.
Maroon color, burgundy, anadequate.
the coverage
like
is
that.
poor.
So, Rubine toner you are
Complaint,
using?
eh?
Rubine toner you are using?
Maroon toner.
Maroon toner or Rubine toner?
Maroon and
Maroon
white
or
gold.
organic pigment.
Yes.
Uh, basically you are using organic pigments.
No, sir. Is end user applicant. Is complaint आता है. Powder coating plant.
That's why in the formulation to make a powder coating, you are using the organic
No,
pigments.
No.
You are
Verma
the
sir.
application.
Applicator.
No, if it is a problem, you are not getting the proper flow coverage. First check your thickness. Coating thickness should be minimum 50 micron.
नहीं होता है.
In,
If it is less than, the coverage will
Normally, all powder depend all the powders we are using.
be.
All the companies are similar issues are coming.
yes, sir. The question answer for that is
Any your burgundy or this type of shade, we have to use Rubine toner or some organic pigments which have a very high oil absorption, which prevents me to use more than a certain percentage in my formulation. Otherwise, your flow will be bad. Okay, so that's why we have to make a compromise with the color strength or the opacity or hiding of the product along with the flow of the product. Okay, so there is a compromise. So there are certain shades, particularly burgundy, it will give you a bad hiding at lower DFT. So please sacrifice little coverage and make it to 70 to 90 micron DFT.
Thickness should be
The thickness. Then your customer will not complain. So increase your thickness.
Generally what happened, this to achieve the particular color, you have to use minimum of that pigment. We use organic pigments, though the spreading capacity is very high, but the hiding power is very low in organic pigment. So what happened, to achieve exact your burgundy color, we may use 5% maximum in organic pigment. So more than that you will not get that color, less also you will not get color. So to make that color, you have to fill that much only organic pigment. So organic pigment has a tendency not to hide the background. So hiding problem is there. It is not the covering problem. It is basically hiding problem. That is there. Not you are rightly told that whether you take any brand of the same color, it is poor in coverage. Yes. That is the reason actually.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I hope you are satisfied with your answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we having any further questions?
खुद सर नमस्ते, विजय वर्णा कोर्स बेंगलोर। ये मेरा एक प्रॉब्लम है, अभी हम लोग जो पाउडर बना के रख देता है, कोई कस्टमर पूछेगा नहीं, मतलब मेरे को ये पाउडर कोटिंग करने का है, वो लेके जाएगा, वो कभी जीए में मारेगा, कभी एसएस में मारेगा, कोई एमएस में मारेगा, नहीं तो एलएम में मारेगा, बाद में बोलेगा ये उन्होंने ये क्रैक हो रहे हैं, फेल हो रहे हैं, चिप ऑफ हो रहे हैं बोल देता है। इसलिए एक ही फॉर्मेशन में मैं सबको पास होने के लिए बना सकता है क्या?
बना सकता है, लेकिन आपको गुड फॉर्मुलेशन बनाना पड़ेगा with good resin, good amount of resin,
good quality of resin.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are so many you can say local resins also available and good quality from branded companies also. So you have to take that resin cures on time, because for the resin gel time is the very important thing. It should be gel for 120 seconds if it is epoxy polyester.
और एक है, अभी हम लोग अभी पिगमेंट यूज़ करते हैं सुदर्शन का, अब ऐसे ही है 4-5 कंपनी का पिगमेंट है, वो कोई भी हम लोग अभी पाउडर बनाए तो हम लोग एक ही कोई भी पाउडर किसी का कंपनी के साथ में मैच होता है, मतलब सीमस हो, क्लासिक वाइट हो, कुछ ग्रे कलर हो, दूसरा कलर कंपनी के साथ में मैच होता है। ऐसे पिगमेंट वाला क्यों एक ही तरफ क्यों नहीं बनाते हैं? अभी जो कुछ भी हो 3-4% आगे पीछे अलग अलग रहते हैं।
नहीं देखिए, अब आप यू आर पाउडर मैन्युफैक्चरर?
हाँ सर।
So there are so many companies also, Rapid, Sharp, Nivera, and you are also there. So but आपका सबका अगर सपोज आइवरी ग्लॉसी लेंगे, या सबसे ज़्यादा दिक्कत आता है रॉयल 7032 में, किसी का भी दूसरे से मैच नहीं होता है, एवरीबडी इज लिविंग RL 7032।
1-2% में नज़दीक रहता है, मतलब कोई
नहीं सर, ये नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि हर कंपनी का अपना अपना स्ट्रेंथ है, उनका प्राइस है वैसा, वो आपको फॉर्मुलेशन के टाइम पे करना पड़ेगा। किसी का स्ट्रेंथ ज़्यादा है, आपको डोज कम लेना है, किसी का डोज स्ट्रेंथ पुअर है तो आपको डोज ज़्यादा लेना है, ये है।
थैंक यू सर।
So I think we are done with the question answers for this session. Thank you, the panelists of this session. I would like to call off this session now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much to all our panelists for joining in for this session. And let's have a huge round of applause. Let's hear it for all our panelists.